Hello and welcome friends, this is soham.duttaa and today's my topic is Telnet, the Telnet practical. Just a few weeks back we uploaded a video regarding the Telnet theory where we discussed about the functionalities of Telnet and what is Telnet and what is the activity of Telnet. The main concept of Telnet we already discussed on that particular video, and you just visit the video and check it out. And today's our topic is how we configure the Telnet. Then we also try to discuss about a about the Telnet configuration. And first we need to check how Telnet work. What is Telnet? What is the Telnet? The Telnet is nothing but it is a protocol. It is a very well known protocol, and it is a remote connection session establishment protocol, where we can by which we can access the remote console from one place to another place, whatever it may be, that another place is also geographically apart from our present. So the Telnet is it is full from is the full form of Telnet is Teletype Network Protocol. It is developed in 1963, but was launched in 1973. This is a very old type of remote connection protocol which used to take remote the interface in CLI mode. Like it is a scenario. It is a router 1 and router 2 and router 3. Suppose our three router locate very far from each other, okay, and it is a one site, it is another site, and it is also, but my scenario is that I want to create a scenario that is from this side, that means from router 1 side I want to take the remote connection of router 3. So how it is possible? It is possible only by the Telnet connectivity. So how we configure it, just watch and try to understand. Suppose I have suppose this is a router, this is site 3, this is site 2, and this is site 1. Okay. So first of all, whatever we try to configure, from one router with another router, first of all we have to establish a neighbor relationship, or we have to configure the routing. Without routing, it is not possible for anyone to communicate from one router to another router, and it is not possible to show any kinds of configuration without the routing. So routing is must. Suppose the in site 1 I have 10.0.0.0/8 network. In site 2 I have 20.0.0.0/8 network, and site 3 30.0.0.0/8 network. And from router 1 to router 2, the connectivity, here also a particular network use, that is 40.0.0.0/8, and from router 3 to router 2, that is 50.0.0.0/8. Okay, so first of all we have to we have to create a routing scenario on those particular router, and we have to put the proper IP address and each and every interfaces of router. Okay. So this is the first router, site 1 router. So configuration, terminal, and the host name is R1. Okay. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0, IP address, that is 10.0.0.1.255.0.0.0, no shutdown. And we have to put the IP address in serial as well. Interface serial 0/0, 0/0, IP address 40.0.0.1.255.0.0.0, no shut. Then router 2, the configuration is entirely similar. Host name is router 2, interface fast Ethernet 0/0, IP address 20.0.0.1.255.0.0.0, interface serial 0/0, IP address is 40.0.0.2.255.0.0.0, and interface serial 0/1, IP address is 50.0.0.1.255.0.0.0. That means that particular interface. Okay, this is 50.0.0.1, and at last we have to configure the router 3, host name R3, interface fast Ethernet 0/0, IP address is 30.0.0.1.255.0.0.0, interface serial 0/0, IP address is 50.0.0.2.255.0.0.0. So our first step completed, that is providing the IP address to each and every interfaces, and we can see that each and every interfaces turn into active port and turn into forward port. Okay, no issue for that. But our second step is the routing part. So we have to configure the routing. Okay, go to fast router, we just configure the RIP over here, router RIP network 10.0.0.0, network 40.0.0.0, we can configure any routing algorithm. We can configure any routing protocol or any routing algorithm, whatever it may be. It can be static, it can be default, it can be RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, whatever it may be. I just configure over here, that is RIP. Go to second router, that is router RIP. Network is the adjacent network 40, 50 and 20. The adjacent network 40.0.0.0 network 50.0.0.0 and network 20.0.0.0. Okay, and at last third, exit router RIP, that is network 50.0.0.0 and network 30.0.0.0. just check show IP route, check the routing table. Here the all IP address are accumulated. Okay, that is 10.0.0.0, 20.0.0.0, 30, 40 and 50 as well. That means our routing process right now successful. Okay. Just go to router 1 and here also check the the routing table, and here also you can see each and every network are over here, that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, and our third step is configure Telnet. Our objective is to take the console of router 3 from router 1 side, that means PC0. From PC0 we want to take the access of router 3. So first of all we have to put the absolute IP address to each and every computer, each and every end devices. It is 10.0.0.10, and what is the gateway? That is 10.0.0.1, the IP address of this interface. Here 20.0.0.20, 20.0.0.1, and the third is 30.0.0.0, suppose 30.0.0.1. Okay, so if we want to take the remote on that particular router console from PC0, then we have to configure the Telnet on that particular router. That means we configure the Telnet on that particular device which we want to take the access. Okay, so go to router, go to router 3, R3 router, this is R3 router. Okay, so configuration terminal, just type line VTY, just type line VTY. And we already discussed about the VTY. What is the VTY? That is virtual terminal. The maximum virtual terminal is 16, that means 0 to 15. So what is the meaning of that particular line? The meaning of that particular line is at a time 16 end user at a time 16 end user can able to access that particular router. Okay, so if I configure if I configure from 0 to 2, from 0 to 2, that means 0 1 2, only 3 end device from remote side can access that particular router at a time. Okay, and the password is, it is the telnet password. The password is suppose CCNA, in small letter CCNA. Okay, and when the password will necessary at the time of login, when we want to log in, when I want to create a session between PC 0 to router 3, at that time we require that particular password. And we have to create another password, that is privilege mode password. What is the meaning of privilege mode password? That is enable secret password. It is suppose 1 2 3 4 5 6. What is the meaning of that particular password? Whenever we try to shift from user interface mode to privilege mode, then we require a password, that is enable mode password or privilege mode password. It is a one kind of security of a router. Okay. So we have completed the configuration part of Telnet, and the last step is we have to access the Telnet from a remote site. That means we want to access the R3 console from PC 0. So just go to the PC 0 and go to the console. First of all, we have to check the connectivity. So check the connectivity between PC 0 and the incoming interface of router 3. That means 50.0.0.2. Here we see we already received the acknowledgement from router 3. So how we access the console of router? That is, write telnet and the receiving interface IP or incoming interface IP of that particular router which we want to access, that is 50.0.0.2. Here we receive a prompting of user access verification. Okay. That is the Telnet password, that is CCNA. It is the password of Telnet. Okay. So we just see that we already entered into the router 3. Okay. If I want to access the router by configurationally, then we have to go to the console or configurational mode of the router 3. That means we have to write the enable. Whenever we write the enable and press enter, then we also got a password prompt and password verification place where we have to give the proper password to entering the privilege mode, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we easily enter into the privilege mode of router 3, and we can just enter into the configurational mode of router 3, and we can configure anything whatever we want, and that particular configuration effect on router 3. That means if I want to change the router in host name of router, we can, that is host name. Okay, then we just convert the router 3 into XYZ router. Okay, just close or minimize the console wizard and go to the router 3 and press enter. See the changes which made on PC 0, that particular changes already reflected on router 3. Here the router 3 host name converted into XYZ host name. Okay, so this is the actual configuration of Telnet, but we have some other discussions, that is what about the VTY 0 to 2. That means what about the VTY of total number of VTY, that is 3 VTY. We created 3 VTY over here. What is the meaning? Just add 2 or 3 PCs or end user. I already told you that VTY 0 to 2 represent only 3 end user can access that particular router at a time. Okay, so provide the IP address over here, 10.0.0.20, 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0. 0.30, 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.40, 10.0.0.1. Okay, if I want to access Telnet from here, then we just go to the command prompt. Here also we already accessed the XYZ. Just go to the second computer, write Telnet and the interface IP 50.0.0.2 CCNA. Okay, here also we take the access of XYZ router. Go to the router 3, Telnet 50.0.0.2 CCNA. That means we already consumed the VTY number, that is 0. It is already established from my first time. It is VTY 1 and it is VTY2. Okay, if I want to take access from fourth router Telnet 50.0.0.2, what is the result? The result is trying. That result is trying 50.0.0.2 open, connection close. Okay, that means what is the actual cause behind this? The cause behind this is we already created only three VTY line, only three VTY channel, that is VTY 0, VTY 1 and VTY 2. That's why only three computer can access that particular router at a time. But whenever I want to create another connection establishment from the fourth router, it shows that particular error. That means you are not able to create the connection establishment at that time, because our all three channels are busy right now. Okay, so this is the actual cause behind this VTY. What is VTY? Then VTY means virtual tunnel. Okay, so this is the entire configuration of Telnet, and this is the entire discussions about the VTY. Okay, thank you.